Welcome. You are listening to Aftersight. This recording is intended solely for individuals who are blind or have low vision.
Thank you for joining us for Audiobook News, read from Audiophile Magazine. My name is Sarah, and today we're going to start off with some fiction title reviews. The Spectacular by Fiona Davis, read by Rachel L. Jacobs and Kimberly Farr. Seamless performances capture a woman at two different times in her life. When Marion is young in the 1950s, she pursues a life-changing career in New York City. Rachel Jacobs gives a pitch-perfect performance as Marion is offered the opportunity to become a rockette at the Radio City Music Hall. She takes the job, which changes her life and upends her original, safer plans. During this time of Marion's newfound freedom, New York City is gripped by a bomber who has set explosions at Radio City. The bomber will soon impact Marion's life. Kimberly Farr's performance perfectly supplements that of Jacobs as she provides the gravitas of an older Marion who has survived perilous times. Together, the narrators provide a gripping and touching listening experience. It's available from Penguin Audio, 12.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-374-2624 for $22.50. Books on Tape has the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-374-2631 for $95. Good Fortune by C.K. Chow, read by Catherine Ho. Catherine Ho brings out the immense charm in Chow's nod to Pride and Prejudice, set in New York's Chinatown in the 2000s. After her pushy mother, a realtor, sells a dilapidated community center to Hong Kong investors, Elizabeth Chen finds herself butting heads with one of them, the aloof Darcy Wong. Ho peppers Elizabeth and Darcy's diverting exchanges with increasing tension. Humor and authenticity shine in Ho's tone and accent. She captures the Cantonese inflections of the gossipy Mrs. Chen and the fussing aunties, adding to this delightful listening experience. It should be a truth universally acknowledged that an Austen fan in want of a good listen is in need of Chow's good fortune. It's available from Harper Audio, 12.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-006-329-3793 for $27.99. Bright Lights, Big Christmas by Mary Kay Andrews, read by Kathleen McInerney. Narrator Kathleen McInerney transports the listener to Greenwich Village at Christmas time. Kerry Tolliver and her brother Murphy have brought Christmas trees from their farm in North Carolina to sell in the New York neighborhood while staying in the run-down trailer they affectionately call Spammy. Kerry develops a friendship with Patrick and his 6-year-old son Austin. McInerney's depiction of Austin's youth contrasts with her narration of a mysterious elderly gentleman named Hines. McInerney's gruff presentation of Murphy matches his personality. Kerry is given just a hint of a southern accent, which is juxtaposed nicely with the slight New York accents of the other characters. McInerney enlivens the whole neighborhood, from the people running the bodega to the harried mother of twins who is buying a tree. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 8 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-125-090-2474 for $26.99, also available as CD. The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters, read by Aaliyah Warbus and Jordan Wanch. Aaliyah Warbus and Jordan Wanch team up to deliver this twisty story about identity, family, and long-held secrets. In Maine, the summer begins like any other. Seasonal workers, including Indigenous families from Canada, are harvesting fruit in the fields. When 4-year-old Ruthie disappears, the consequences are lasting, especially for her siblings. Warbus and Wanch trade off delivering the chapters of this unique novel, told from the perspectives of various family members. Emotion-packed segments connect young Ruthie to a girl named Norma. While an audiobook aficionado may figure out what happened to Ruthie early on, the narrators work together to keep the dramatic tension building throughout the novel. It's available from Recorded Books, 8.75 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 979-889-059-8318 for $27.99. Alchemy of a Blackbird by Claire Macmillan, read by Aida Relusco, Zach Ailman, Raquel Beatty, Carlotta Brenton, Erin DeWard, and Ella Lynch. 6 narrators add unique layers to this well-researched novel featuring surrealist artist Remedios Varo, a refugee who is fleeing Europe during World War II. Each narrator takes on a different point of view. With her warm tone and rich timbre, Aida Relusco sets a captivating mood in the chapters involving Remedios. Before each chapter, Erin DeWard delivers a mesmerizing tarot card reading that introduces the upcoming principal character. The narrators adopt the native accents of the various expatriate painters and art collectors who make up the novel. The overall effect of the tarot card readings, myriad perspectives and accents, along with Relusco's rendering of Remedios, is positively entrancing. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 8.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-179-7157573 for $19.99. And now it's time for some mystery and suspense title reviews. The Quiet Tenant by Clémence Michaillon, read by Gilly Messer, Elena Ray, Valerie Rose Lohman, Amber Battaglia, Reba Burr, Clémence Michaillon, Jess Nahikian, Or Nash, Millie Sanders, and others. Aidan Thomas acts like a wonderful father and husband, but inside lurks a depraved serial killer. 12 narrators, including the author, weave this story of despair, hope, and faith. Gilly Messer portrays Rachel, the woman in the shed whom Aidan kidnapped but never killed. Messer gives a spectacular performance as his brainwashed prisoner of 5 years. Valerie Rose Lohman voices Aidan's 13-year-old daughter, Cecilia, who loves her father dearly but knows not to cross him. Elena Ray is no less powerful as Emily, an almost victim who bonds with Cecilia and Rachel and seals Aidan's fate. The remainder of the cast are Aidan's victims, who reveal the depth of his depravity in their own chapters. A riveting and unforgettable presentation. It's available from Random House Audio, 10.75 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3608227 for $20. Books on Tape has the library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3608234 for $85.50. I'm Not Done With You Yet by Jessie Q. Sutanto, read by Yuli Alice Shen, Saskia Marleveld, Leanna Bertrand, and Eunice Wong. This thrilling audiobook, delivered by a stunning ensemble of voices, will hook listeners through each twist to the very end. Jane, portrayed by Yuli Alice Shen, is a self-described sociopath. Shen's deep voice and acerbic tone perfectly convey Jane's spontaneous violent thoughts and obsessions, especially toward the irresistible Thalia. Thalia takes Jane under her wing during their MFA program at Oxford, until one violent night tears them apart. Saskia Marleveld portrays Thalia with innocence and authenticity, but Thalia holds a sinister secret. Leanna Bertrand narrates the first chapter, introducing a calculating young woman full of frustration. Eunice Wong concludes the audiobook with her portrayal of the women's privileged classmate, Annie, emotionally connecting to her betrayal and false naivete. It's available from Penguin Audio, 10.75 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3626153 for $20. Books on Tape has a library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3626160 for $76. The Bone Hacker by Kathy Reichs, read by Linda Emond. Linda Emond masterfully portrays Temperance Brennan in the latest Reichs novel. Emond captures the astute forensic anthropologist in a calm tone. She deftly navigates the plethora of accents, adding to the sense of place in this international police procedural. The story begins with an unexpected storm hitting the Montreal area as Tempe and her beau, Ryan, are on the water watching a fireworks display. As a result of the storm, Tempe is pulled into a possible lightning strike case. She's introduced to Detective Musgrove from Turks and Caicos, who comes to identify the body. Tempe is told about an expansive, unsolved case there and heads south to help. Plenty of red herrings add to this twisty, immersive thriller. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 9.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-179-715-4848 for $24.99. Also available as CD. The Second Murderer by Denise Mina, read by Scott Brick. A Beverly Hills heiress has gone missing, and maybe she doesn't want to be found. In this authorized Raymond Chandler mystery, Scottish crime writer Denise Mina and Golden Voice narrator Scott Brick team up to flawlessly recreate one of the toughest, most poetic, most human voices in all of fiction. Tracking the young socialite from back-alley boarding houses to Skid Row dive bars, Private Eye Philip Marlowe has to decide how much to tell the abusive father, the father's gold-digging girlfriend, and the clueless authorities when the girl's discovered. Brick is at his best capturing Marlowe's honest concern for the hat-check girls and the little guys that inhabit Chandler's rough 1940s LA world. Bask in the voice that makes noir, noir. It's available from Hachette Audio, 8.25 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-862-5804 for $24.99. And following on with Murder and Mystery, we have something a little bit different. It's an article by Ellen Quint. It's titled Australian Crime Fiction Audiobooks. During a COVID-deferred and eagerly awaited trip to Australia, I found myself totally captivated by the land down under. Yet you, my fellow audio mystery/suspense fans, are never far from my thoughts. So, in preparation for writing this article on Australian noir, my plan was to go to Sydney's Abbey's Bookshop, check out their renowned crime alley, and speak with the manager about crime fiction in Australia. Upon entering Abbey's Bookshop, I introduced myself to Lindy Jones, one of two buyers, who graciously made herself available to answer my questions. While I was inquiring about the most popular crime fiction authors, a woman standing nearby apologized for eavesdropping and revealed that a group of best-selling authors was present in the store at that very moment. As I turned, I was astonished to see Candace Fox, author of Fire with Fire, narrated by J.A. Singh, a familiar face from Thrillerfest. She was accompanied by Benjamin Stevenson, author of Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, narrated by Barton Welch, Margaret Hickey, author of Broken Bay, narrated by Henry Nixon, Amanda Hampson, author of The Tea Ladies, narrated by Zoe Caridas, and Darcy Tyndale, author of The Fall Between, narrated by Jessica Bell. The serendipity of the situation was overwhelming. This assembly of authors, each with recently published crime novels, was embarking on a book signing tour, and I just happened to be in the right spot at the right time. Australian noir is often differentiated by its focus on the unforgiving nature of the outback, which seems to produce strong, independent and fierce characters of all genders. These traits flow into Australian urban crime fiction as well. This is evidenced in Candace Fox's Hades, narrated by Stephen Shanahan. While Fox's more recent novels take place in the United States, this one unfolds right in Sydney and its environs. I was thrilled to hear mention of the places we explored, including the awe-inspiring Blue Mountains. Shanahan's talents earned an Earphones Award for Jane Harper's Exiles, which kept me entertained on the long journey from New York to Sydney. Shanahan's distinctive Australian accent was good preparation for my visit. Additional notable Australian crime fiction gems providing hours of engaging listening include Kate Morton's Homecoming, narrated by Claire Foy, an Earphones Award winner, and yes, it's that Claire Foy, the celebrated actress known for her portrayal of young Queen Elizabeth in the Netflix series The Crown. Wake by Shelley Burr, narrated by Jackie Brennan. The story takes place in a small outback town deeply affected by drought. And one can't have a discussion of Australian crime fiction without mentioning Kerry Greenwood's Phryne Fisher series. Her most recent offering, Murder in Williamstown, book 22 in the series, is narrated by Wendy Boss. Greenwood's enduring association with Abbey's bookstore is exemplified by a proudly displayed, although several years old, photograph of Greenwood wearing an Abbey's bookstore t-shirt. My journey to Sydney has been nothing short of revelatory, shining a light on the origins of a country established as a penal colony, a nation born in violence against the indigenous peoples who inhabited the land for millennia, and a country of immigrants. To reflect the history and diversity of Australia, it is imperative to acknowledge the contributions of Indigenous authors and voices from the more recent immigrant communities to the realm of crime fiction. Australian Darugbarra Barangal writer Julie Jansen has written Maduka the River Serpent, not yet available on audio, a crime novel featuring Auntie June, who has taken 30 years to earn her private investigator certificate. It's a narrative that reflects the resilience of the Australian Indigenous peoples. For those wishing to learn more about the Indigenous peoples of Australia and the impact of colonisation by the British, Jansen provides a dramatic view in Benevolence, performed by Tamala Shelton and Catherine Littrell. From Tracy Lien we have All That's Left Unsaid, which provides a window into the Vietnamese Australian community. And now, under more listening, we have many of these books mentioned, so let's take a look at what we've got. All That's Left Unsaid by Tracy Lien, read by Eileen Huynh, Yen Nguyen, Amelia Nguyen, and that's available from Harper Audio, unabridged, trade edition, digital download. Benevolence by Julie Jansen, read by Tamala Shelton and Catherine Littrell, available unabridged from Harper Audio, trade edition, digital download. Broken Bay by Margaret Hickey, read by Henry Nixon, available from Penguin Random House Australia, unabridged, trade edition, digital download. Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, read by Barton Welch, available unabridged from Harper Audio, trade edition, digital download. Exiles by Jane Harper, read by Stephen Shanahan, available unabridged from Macmillan Audio, trade edition, CD or digital download. The Fall Between by Darcy Tyndale, read by Jessica Bell, available from Penguin Random House Australia, unabridged, trade edition, digital download. Fire with Fire by Candice Fox, read by Jay Asing, available from Macmillan Audio, unabridged, trade edition, digital download. Hades by Candice Fox, read by Stephen Shanahan, available unabridged from Macmillan Audio, trade edition, CD or digital download. Homecoming by Kate Morton, read by Claire Foy, available unabridged from Belinda Audio, trade edition, CD, MP3 or digital download. Murder in Williamstown by Kerry Greenwood, read by Wendy Boss, available from W.F. Howe's Wavesound, unabridged, trade edition, digital download. The Tea Ladies by Amanda Hampson, read by Zoe Carides, available from Penguin Random House Australia, unabridged, trade edition, digital download. And finally, Wake by Shelley Burr, read by Jackie Brennan, available unabridged from Harper Audio, trade edition, digital download. And now let's switch tracks a little bit and look at history and biography titles. You have to be prepared to die before you can begin to live. 10 Weeks in Birmingham That Changed America by Paul Kix, read by Jamie Lincoln Smith. This audiobook perfectly captures the extraordinary Project C, the 10-week campaign to end segregation in Birmingham, Alabama, which was crucial to the subsequent success of the 1963 March on Washington. Jamie Lincoln Smith's performance is exceptional. He complements the book's historical precision with his delivery of the memorable voice of Martin Luther King Jr., while also creating personas for the other leaders who conceived and orchestrated the protest. Lincoln Smith employs the staccato delivery of a newscaster to tell the central story. He mixes in precise tones and a range of emotions that enhance this previously untold chronicle of the civil rights movement. This memorable book is crucial to understanding the events of that era and how collective activism can lead to necessary change. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 10.25 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-125-090-3464, for $30. Sisters in Resistance: How a German Spy, a Banker's Wife, and Mussolini's Daughter Outwitted the Nazis, by Tyler J. Mazzeo, read by Lisa Flanagan. This audiobook demonstrates yet again that history's footnotes often have the most revealing and important stories to tell. Narrated in a perfect tone and mix of emotions by Lisa Flanagan, the work focuses on how a German agent, a prominent American's wife, and Mussolini's daughter, Edda Ciano, worked to transfer the diaries of Edda's husband, Italian Foreign Minister Galeazzo Ciano, to the Allies in order to document Nazi atrocities at Nuremberg. The story, which includes espionage, romance, counterintelligence, and more, reads like the best spy novels. Flanagan's performance is flawless, particularly her delivery of dialogue and discussions of how various politicos maneuvered against great odds to obtain Ciano's important diaries. It's available from Hachette Audio, 8.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-154-912-9841 for $26.98. Swing Time for Hitler: From Goebbels' Jasmine to Tokyo Rose to AI, The Eternal Allure of Propaganda, by Scott Simon, read by Scott Simon. Veteran NPR broadcaster Scott Simon explores the role of music in wartime propaganda in this entertaining, well-produced, and innovative audio program. Simon's grandfatherly voice guides listeners through a bizarre episode in World War II history, adding context with his own reflections about working in war zones and his tenuous connection to Tokyo Rose. More akin to a documentary or podcast than a traditional audiobook, the program features a wealth of archival recordings, many by Charlie and His Orchestra, a notorious Nazi-sponsored swing band that crooned anti-Semitic and racist tunes intended to demoralize British and American audiences. This remarkable audio manages to pack journalistic rigor, wit, poignancy, and originality into an economical 2-hour listen. It's available from Scribd at a length of 2 hours unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-109-446-2691. And there is no price listed. Young Queens: 3 Renaissance Women and the Price of Power, by Leah Redmond Chang, read by Olivia Dowd. Olivia Dowd is so good at delivering this history that it's like listening to a historical novel set in the 16th century. Dowd gives each woman a unique voice in this true account of the lives of Catherine de' Medici, Queen of France, her daughter Elizabeth de Valois, Queen of Spain, and Catherine's daughter-in-law, Mary, Queen of Scots. The production provides hours of captivating listening. Dowd's tone and intelligence make clear how these 3 women were able to influence history in a misogynistic world. With Elizabeth I on the English throne, the other 3 queens engaged in intrigues and deadly plots to gain power. History buffs will welcome this well-researched, well-written, superbly performed behind-the-scenes glimpse of 4 royal courts in constant turmoil. It's available from Recorded Books, 18.5 hours long unabridged. Library edition, digital download, ISBN 979-888-956-7684 for $34.99, also available as CD or MP3. Unruly: The Ridiculous History of England's Kings and Queens, by David Mitchell, read by David Mitchell. British writer, comedian, actor David Mitchell regales listeners with his irreverent, sometimes profane, history of the English monarchs. Beginning with Arthur, he didn't really exist according to our intrepid historian, and ending with Elizabeth I, Mitchell performs with energy and wry comedic timing. He holds all the monarchs in disdain, telling the most intimate and grisly specifics of their royal lines with particular relish. He spares none, exposing both their barbaric cruelty and their incompetence. He scoffs at modern attempts to rehabilitate Richard III's reputation. His voice is a bit gravelly and his pace is brisk, requiring attentive listening so as not to miss important historical details. Let's hope that Part 2, from James I to Charles III, is coming soon. It's available from Random House Audio, 11.5 hours long unabridged. Trade Edition digital download ISBN 978-059-3826768 for $22.50. Books on Tape has the Library Edition digital download ISBN 978-059-3826775 for $95. And that is it for me for today. Thank you for joining us for Audiobook News. My name is Sarah.
You're listening to Aftersight.
Are you a first-time parent? Benefits.gov can help. With over 1,100 government benefits, they can assist you based on your needs. Here are 5 benefit programs for new parents. Early childhood development is crucial for your child's health and future. The Head Start and Early Head Start programs provide early childhood development services for low-income families, helping children develop social skills, school readiness, and healthy physical development. As a parent, you can also receive support to create a stable home environment for your child. Child care resources can be expensive, but necessary for working parents. The Child Care and Development Fund helps low-income families with children under 13 afford child care, ensuring their safety and well-being while parents work or attend school. The Child Care Resource and Referral Services Program can help you find child care programs that meet your needs. Vaccinating your child is important, and the Vaccines for Children (VFC) program provides free vaccines to children under 19 who are not covered by health insurance. Check your state's immunization program if not covered under VFC. Contact your state's VFC coordinator to locate a provider. Nutrition help for your family is essential for your baby's health. The Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, WIC, offers support for pregnant and breastfeeding mothers and parents with children under 5. WIC provides nutrition education, vouchers, coupons, and breastfeeding help. For more benefits, visit www.benefits.gov and use the Benefit Finder to discover other programs you may be eligible for. Take advantage of these valuable resources for first-time parents. Visit www.benefits.gov today.
Alzheimer's disease is expected to impact nearly 13 million Americans by 2050, including 76,000 Coloradans today, according to the Alzheimer's Association. Looking for tips to protect your cognitive health? Here's ideas from the Alzheimer's Association. 1. Cut back on ultra-processed foods such as soda, white bread, and potato chips. People who consume the highest amount of ultra-processed foods have a 28% faster decline. 2. Get vaccinated. Getting an annual flu vaccination was associated with a 40% decrease in the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease over the next 4 years. 3. Manage your blood pressure. People treated by FDA-approved medications to better manage blood pressure were 19% less likely to develop mild cognitive impairment. Those people also had fewer signs of damage on brain scans, and there was a possible trend toward fewer cases of dementia. 4. Be social. For example, enroll in a dance class with a friend. For those with questions about memory loss or personality changes that may be associated with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia, the Alzheimer's Association has a free helpline staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by trained professional staff members. That number is 1-800-272-3900. That number again, 1-800-272-3900.
AINC programming is made possible by funding from the City and County of Broomfield.